Dubsado's new form builder just released last week. And while it is amazing and has so many cool features that will just make your forms beautiful, some of them are a little bit trickier to figure out and find. And I want to show you what's new and what you need to change or what little tricks you can use to make things more aesthetically pleasing for you. I'm going to show you in this template that I've just been kind of tinkering with and playing with, what the different tools are and options are. I am working on templates that will be one click for you. So you can use my designed template and just upload it into your account and change what you need to change and have it quick and ready to go without you having to design. But I'm going to show you some of those tricks that I'm using to make templates that are gorgeous. The big thing that changed in the form builder, well, first of all, the whole look of it is totally different. But what you need to know is first, this little 4 square box is where you'll find all of your elements that you can put into your forms, containers, text boxes, images, short answer, free response, date select, package, project tracking, drop downs, checkboxes, multiple choice, file uploader, and HTML block. They are also working on a new accordion, like so where you click and it pops open with the answer, and then a testimonial slider. So where I have this one here, this testimonial, it would have like arrows where you can click to view the next testimonial as well. Those are things that are coming and aren't in the new form builder yet, but good to know for down the road. Second is the form settings are now over here to the left as well. This is your proposal options, your invoice options, if it's a public proposal or not, and just general settings there. You want this legacy mode turned off if you want to use all of these new features. And you have to change that in every single one of your forms that you are using. You need to go in and turn off the legacy mode. Legacy mode preserves the old CSS. If you had CSS in there, if you're not a CSS user, just go in and change all of your forms to turn legacy mode off so you can make these new changes. And form styling is your general font choices, font sizes, general styling, padding, and then this custom CSS now is a lot easier to use. There's one CSS form that applies to your whole form. So you can put in, for example, on this one, I am using some CSS to add special fonts like this bold font here is Yesava 1 from Google Fonts. And um, the there's a CSS reference sheet from Dubsado that will help you if you want to add some of these features in there. Um, and you can change things like your button design and stuff like that. The forms that I will be selling, the templates that I'll be selling will have some CSS coded into them for you. You definitely don't need to learn CSS and use CSS to get beautiful templates, though, with this new form builder. All right, jumping back up into the elements, I'm going to tell you about containers. In this new form builder, a container is where you have your columns. So, for example, if you want this container here to have just one column, then you can add elements into that column, or you can make it 3 columns and add elements into the columns. The big thing here is when you scroll down this container width, you can now have your containers go edge to edge. So as you can see with this container, it's edge to edge and has that colored background. You can also put an image in as the background. And then you can also put containers within containers. So for this one, I put, or I have the container, I have the content width set here. If I want the content to take up less of the space, I can adjust that here. And then I put a container inside of that with my 2 columns so that I could keep that information kind of pulled into the center, and I could set that background of that container with those 2 elements, the text and the image, to kind of be within that one little block. Back into this portion, one thing that was bumming me out when I first started playing with this was that the columns are always equal. So your information is like evenly spread throughout those columns. And I didn't love that. But what I found is that if you add in your container here, so if you a oops, added a container into those columns, now these are containers within a container. Sounds so silly, but these are both 2-column containers. I'm going to move them down to 1-column containers. And let's put, say, an image in this one and a text box in this one. See how there's that kind of center line? I'm going to put an image here just so that we can see it better. There's that center line there. I didn't love that. I wanted the option to have my image take up maybe like 3/4 of that container and the text take up 1/4. But I wasn't figuring out how to do that until I realized that I could change the margins on this container. So I'm going to click on this container, come down here, and I'm going to adjust that right column, the middle section of this one. And I'm going to put space, move the image basically this direction. So I'm going to make this margin 100 pixels. And then you can see that it moved the edge of that container over from the center. And now say I want to make this one bigger, I can go in here and change the left margin, again, the center one, to be negative 100 pixels. And now I've got that offset look that I wanted. Um, You can also I love the inline text editing with the new, with the new form builder. So I've got my heading there. You can click format options. You can change the heading style. So say I wanted that to be that. Um, you can also go in and do things like underlining portions of words or portions of sentences, um, bolding things, or adding italics. This is really helpful to make things skimmable for clients and easier for them to read than blocks of paragraph text. Um, what else? You can also change like just this portion of the text if you wanted to change this to purple letters, do that. Or if I wanted to change this letter to be yellow, that's possible too. So there are lots of options when it comes to formatting the text here. I can change the font. I can change things throughout a sentence. I can change the whole section of the sentence. I can change the font sizes. So much easier to really um, hone in that design aesthetic and make things easier for your clients to use and read and understand. Also in the formatting options, wish this would go away. Let's see. Actually, so you can align the text there. You can change colors here. This is the paragraph format. You can add in a numbered list, a bulleted list. You can change the indents, increase the indents. You can do a quote with that block. You can add links, images, all kinds of things within that text box. You can even add a table, which is really cool. So if you wanted a table of text there, that's possible too. And horizontal line. So there's lots of new tools within the form builder that are easy to find. This setting the margins and the padding is going to really help you to change where you have things set up. Let me show you this other option here. So this is pretty cool too. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to change the background of my text box to be like a gray. So I got too many in there. So that's a light gray. Now, if I wanted to change this container to be negative 150, it can overlap that photo there as well. So let me show you in preview mode what that looks like. There are just, so here's one where I've got the text overlapping the image. Uh, there we go, where that text box is overlapping the image on the left. So you could make a thicker text box and really, or a thinner text box and really get a lot of kind of that layering and design elements going in there. All right. That should get you going with this. I am going to All right, that should get you going with this new form builder. I hope it's been helpful. Dubsado is running their sale right now. You can use my code Dear Kate for an additional 30% off your first purchase, either a full year or a month, and that applies on top of the sale price. The sale price is $35 a month or $350 a year for the premium account. Highly recommend that premium account for most people. And if you have questions about Dubsado, using Dubsado, drop them in the comments below, and I am happy to answer as best as I am able. Thanks.